Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the third overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
Wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he can lose the confidence.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
You often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Watch the pass.
Now Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Looking to throw again on second down. Darnold. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. And we take a look now at the New York offense.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
Darnold to throw again. Man open, that's Robert Foster, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. Time to check the defensive starters here for Kansas City. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory. I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's a throw out wide to Anderson. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. Here comes the seventh play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down.
We got four.
To the air again, Darnold. He dumps this one off to Jackson, the running back. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So first possession, fourth and short. Field goal's no gimme from here. What do you think about going for it?
I'm not just thinking about it. I'm signaling go for it. Let's get this, all right? Yeah, look, you're right. You know, the field goal's there, but it's not a chip shot. My big thing is opening drive. You're trying to establish momentum. Let's not stall it ourselves. Let's go get this first down and then continue on downfield and try and get a touchdown.
I like your confidence.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Under 10.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Cannon Balaj. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. So first and 10 now from the 30. Balaj. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Oh, yeah!
This offense can be flashy at times, and a big reason for that is Perryman.
I like the way you use the word big, because that's exactly what Brashad Perryman is. A big receiver with a ton of speed. Runs so well, yet that strength downfield really confounds defensive backs. Is it okay if I tell you I played against his dad in college?
Well, I'm just impressed that you worked confounds into the broadcast.
I'm impressed I'm still alive because I played against his dad in college.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Hey, Ripple is 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. All day, punk. Go.
On second and 9, Mahomes. And it's complete to Martin. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, it didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
That is caught. It's Perriman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on fourth down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on fourth down here early in the game.
94 is the mark.
On first and 10, here's Mahomes. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker, can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here are the starters defensively for the Jets. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Yellow.
Now Balaj. About 3 yards there to the 27.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Tight end right. Tight end right. Everyone, you got 4. 4 down.
And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
But when we go back to our conversation with the defensive coordinator, that type of a play was not a surprise to him. He expected trickery in this game, yet somehow his defense, they still took the cheese and got caught in the mousetrap.
Yellow. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that time deep. Don't attack.
94 is the mark. 94 is the mark.
Tighten up.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. Here's a run with Balaj. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Kalen Balaj, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
Brad, I think we have to look back at the big call to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that set up everything, and the end result, the short touchdown run. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think every coach would have gone for it back there.
You and I both know every coach would not have gone for it back there, so that's showing a little bit of faith, actually showing a lot of faith in his team, and it was rewarded.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The New York set to take the field. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold got a man open. It's Ross. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 37 yards.
Brandon, that was a nice route that time. Lined him up on the right and worked his way all the way across the formation. One of the toughest routes to cover because you keep waiting for the ball to be thrown and for him to break something off. He goes all the way across the field, right to left for a big play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Faking the give, Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
They'll start on the ground with Balaj. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd and 7, Mahomes flushed out right. He'll try and run it, and he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense. Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Open man is Anderson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Here's Darnold. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Here we go.
And now here comes Kansas City. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And look at this. They come right back with a big shot downfield. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashad Perriman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs are once again going to retake the lead. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Get right back to it. And look, long drives have their place. We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shot to them. A big-time one.
Yeah, one play, but now your defense is probably saying, man, we could have used a little more rest over here. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Robbie Anderson making his way back onto the field. He's done his part, but so far it's been in a losing effort, so they've got to fix something.
But that doesn't mean changing anything, the way they're throwing the ball around and his catches and production. Keep doing that. They're going to have to fix some things likely on defense to try and slow down their opponents.
Well, so far he's north of 100 yards receiving. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down now, Smiley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
56.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 3rd down, Smiley. And this will set them up nicely deep down in KC territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 3rd and long, they keep it on the ground, and it pays big dividends.
Sometimes it's a surprise to the defense. 3rd and long, you expect to pass. You catch them off guard. In this case, you're exactly right.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Chris Herndon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
And out come the Chiefs now. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. As they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
94 is the mark. Come on. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. Come off the ball. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. Yo, go.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Open man is Higgins. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. The bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hey, 4 down.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman. That's caught at the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashad Perriman with his second touchdown here in this first half as they have taken the lead. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen. Took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. New York set to take the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's the Jets punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now it's Martin.
Come on, fellas.
So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where it was the visiting Seahawks who were able to come away with the road victory. Damian Harris, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Josh Rosen, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, let's go.
Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, exit. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark.
Off play action. Costello. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Bravo.
Back to throw. Costello in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Well, that's 2 sacks in this game, so add that to the 4 from last week. I think that's 6.
Good math. Excellent math. And look, he's going to get all the attention he deserves. He got home and got the quarterback on the ground. But that's a concentrated team effort because you got a lot of guys who occupy blockers to allow him access to rush the passer.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll run here with Balazs. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34.
Hey, high 7. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. Hey, come on, now, come on, now. Say go.
Off the play fake. Costello. He's going to let this one. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashad Perriman with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw is Darnold. Herndon's got it complete.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll set up the screen here to Justin Jackson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet 1st down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet 1st down. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Here's Darnold, and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Randy Gregory in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Check, 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 check.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 30. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
56. Watch the backer.
From the 24, Darnold. That one complete to Anderson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Darnold on 3rd down. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. We're back now in KC, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And you can see it's no race for the top spot. That's been decided. These guys will hope to get through Week 17 in one piece before they host a division round game in 2 weeks' time.
And I think that what they'll do is they'll be very selective about who plays in this game. All right, there's certain guys that maybe are starters, but maybe haven't played as much as other guys during the year. Maybe they still need their timing back. Other guys, you're going to put in bubble wrap and put them on the sidelines and tell them we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Looking to throw. Costello. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's how we do it.
He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Again, it's Balaj. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Mike 57.
First down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Focus, defense, focus.
Ready?
They run it with Balaj. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, but now it'll be third down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about an on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
94 is the mic. 94 is the mic.
On 4th down, Costello. Yeah, he's got it. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
I will take your role, partner, but up in the 4th quarter and going for it on 4th down and picking it up. How about that?
A big chance. That's why football is not for the faint of heart. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Kill.
No, out.
Get it.
They'll try to run this one in. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. This is intercepted. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down. A 1st down carry now for Yeldon. An agile move, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Get him! Hey. It comes to me, it's me. 94 is the mic, 94 is... Hey, wahoo! Yo, go! Let's bring it! 94... Hey, Zoo, load it. I got one. He's crashing. Yep. He's checking crash. Shit. Hey, seam six. Lead grip.
From the gun, Costello. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. This one complete into the hands of Higgins.
We play to win. Let's go.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Operating from the gun, Costello. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. From the gun, Costello. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Xavier Woods with a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. 20. 10. 5. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. And the Jets have got it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually.
Darnold, he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down.
Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
57 to Mike. Hey, Charlie. 57. Ready?
On 1st and 10, Costello. And Martin's got it complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Kill.
They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
94 is the mark. 94 is the mark.
Tackles.
Go.
He's moving, boys, he's moving.
94 is the mark. Here we go.
Now they try the right side here. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Kalen Ballage with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
New York set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here.
Under pressure, they got him again. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. After the sack on first down, Darnold. Jones has it.
He was the risk. He was the risk. March 59. March 59.
3rd and 2, Darnold. And it's caught by Herndon. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's going to have the hook up to Ross. 4 yards on that last complete. Sets up 2nd and 6. Throw complete to Herndon. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold, and that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Chiefs, they'll wrap up the campaign an impressive 15-1. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's been a sinking ship all season as they finally draw the curtain on what will be a 1-15 year. And you have to figure that this is a team that will look a whole lot different come training camp next July. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.